All right, let's get to spraying some foam. I brought this bad boy out because I thought, while I'm going to be messing with a little bit of spray foam, I thought I might throw some on here. I had added some down here and some over on this side, which you'll see in a little bit, to start carving away at the wider base for this larger Matterhorn. But before we get started, I wanted to talk a little bit about this amazing Google Maps photo I pulled from online and talk a little bit about the measurements that this particular Matterhorn will employ. The grid that Eric sent my way, this grid here, shows the floor plan of the Matterhorn. It says here that each of these squares in the grid are 2.5 by 2.5 inches. Now, I did get a really great comment from Alistair Dallas. Says the grid is 50 feet. So your model is 1 inch equals 20 feet. That means the model should be 7.3 inches tall, which in the park, it's about just under 150. And Alistair Dallas said 146 feet tall. So that makes sense, right? So I was in communication with Eric, who commissioned this piece, and the height, 11.5 inches that he requested, is specific for his Disneyland. So again, as I mentioned in the previous video, the measurements of the base here is correct. However, the height is going to be a little bit taller than what would be an accurate model of the Matterhorn, which is totally fine. What's really fun about making stuff like this is that you can make it yours. This Matterhorn, by no means was I following any particular kind of pattern. And I decided for an art show, I would paint it these multiple crazy melty pastel colors. And that was my decision. And now it's my decision to totally obliterate that plan. I'm going to be adding some spray insulation foam to bulk out this area and this area here. Then I'm going to have some extra spray foam, I know, because I do this all the time. I'm going to be adding some of that extra spray foam around this base. I always felt with this particular build that the base was narrower than what we see at the park. So this allows me an opportunity to fill that out a little bit. All right, let's get to spraying some foam. And now that the foam is all on there, I'm gonna let this dry for a good 5 hours at least, and then I'm gonna carve away at it. So now that the foam is all expanded, I'm going to have a bit more malleability to this, which means I can press areas in a little bit more, I can cut things away, and then once I put the layer of air dry clay on here, it'll still be fairly light, but it'll have all that detail. Something that's interesting I found here, if we look at this image, this little divot up here at the top of the Matterhorn, and there's probably a platform up here with a little stairwell or ladder going into the inside. But how interesting is that there's a little tiny little perch up here. And I'm definitely going to be adding that to the top of this. Let's get to carving. Okay, before we start carving away a little bit more at this Matterhorn, I want to take a moment and tell you about this really cool shirt I have. Matterhorn Stitchworks made this, they sent it to me, and you got to check this commercial out so you can get one for yourself. Stitchworks. Doesn't this look fantastic? The shirt is of high quality. It fits really great. If you're interested in Matterhorn Stitchworks, you can find them at this link right here. Make sure you type in SKELE 15, Skele 15, to get your 15% off discount of anything that you order from Matterhorn Stitchworks. But folks, again, Matterhorn Stitchworks, amazing stuff. All their shirts are great. This is the company for you. Okay, now that that's said and done, I'm going to continue using these reference materials and my hot wire cutter as well as my blade, and we are going to continue to carve away at this thing. Let's do it. I've got a lot of caverns carved out here and a lot of the general rock formations, and the bobsled roller coaster is coming through. Ooh, I need to cut this out here. And in these caverns around here, there's going to be a bridge right across here. Oh man, I can't wait to make that. That's going to be right here. I'm going to be applying air dry clay as a skin over this and sculpting away at that. I am making some good progress. And you've heard me say this 1,000 times, but I'm getting more and more excited about this. Eric, thank you for commissioning this. I'm having a blast. This is turning out pretty cool. Folks, if you're interested in becoming a Patreon, aka Skele Vaderite for this channel, the link is right down below. For $3 a month, it gets you all kinds of perks. I've got some really cool stickers. And as usual, please be sure to do the YouTube things, click like and subscribe, and tell your friends about the Skele Vader channel. I'll see you in the next video.